Hey, I'm Kaniti. Let's talk about Yakuza bosses we saw in the latest chapter. We saw their silhouettes. And what can we say from these silhouettes? I want to discuss their designs, their possible weapons, and maybe the regions they were answering for. Let's look at one Yakuza boss we know. It's Higoro of the Flower. Note his title. He is the boss from the Flower Capital, and he has a title, Higoro on the Flower, and flower tattoos on his shoulders. Now, can we presume that other Yakuza bosses have similar titles connected to their regions, and maybe some tattoos representing these titles? Now let's look at the map. We have 6 regions and we have 6 Yakuza bosses. I think it's safe to say that every Yakuza boss was responsible for each region. So they are Ringo, Udon, Kuri, Kibi, Hakumai, our capital we already know. Ringo is the Winter Island. Maybe the Yakuza boss from the Ringo has some kind of title like of the snow. As for Udon, we have tall hills in Udon, so maybe some of the hills. In Kuri we have beach and forest, it's like a south region, so maybe of the water or of the woods. As for Kibi, it's wasteland, but it's wasteland now. I think it wasn't a wasteland before Kaida. It has some weird rocks, maybe of the rocks, or maybe something else that was there before, but we can't say now because it's a wasteland. As for Hakumai, unfortunately we don't know much about this region, I believe, so we can't really draw the conclusions. Maybe it's an autumn island and it has something connected with the autumn theme. I believe that all the titles are nature related. I also believe that all the designs are kind of nature inspired. It could be a great metaphor. So Yakuza bosses could represent nature, because nature was overrun by these beasts, Kaida and Orochi. Going from that, let's think about their designs, their weapons, and which of these regions they represent. I'll put numbers on all of them, and we'll use numbers to discuss them. First, let's discuss the figure on up left. He seems to be a very tough, rough guy. He seems to be standing kind of like that and holding his sword. I believe we can see the hilt of his sword. I guess it could be a long sword like a katana. Also, his head is very interesting. He seems to be wearing a kabuto helmet. Also, it looks like some part of the temple. I believe he could be something rock-related, like he's standing like this, like a solid rock. It would be a bit strange maybe for Yakuza to have a samurai kabuto helmet, but not impossible. I think he could be Yakuza boss from Kibi, like rock-themed. The second one is very interesting. He looks like a black samurai. You know Oda Nobunaga, he had a black samurai serving under him. He was called Yasuke. He could be represented by this Yakuza boss. Do you remember in Samurai Champloo, there was a black samurai too? He seems to have big lips and big bushy hair. His hair kind of look like straw. Maybe some of straw theme here too. He seems to have a leaf in his mouth. High collar of a ninja. And really big nose. So from the silhouette, I like his design a lot. I think he would look really cool. He could be maybe forest themed. So for him, I would choose Kuri. Third, we have an interesting guy. He's an anglerfish. He has this light coming out from his head. He could be, water zone user. He could be from Kuri too, because it's kind of near the water, beach and all that. And he looks like that fish zone or something, but I don't think he would be though. I don't think any of the Yakuza bosses can be zone, because it kind of overruns Kaido theme. So maybe it's just part of his design. He seems to have some kind of sword on his back. It could be Yari or Naginata. He looks very tough too, and I guess he could be from Hakumai. Maybe the second one is from Hakumai, and this one is from Kuri, and he's something of the water, and has some water theme. Because do you remember Higoro of the Flower? He has this fire theme, his beard and his hair are made of fire. I think it's safe to assume that other Yakuza bosses can have these nature-related elements too. So the first rocks, the second I would say some like forest theme, leaves or something, the third would be water. I think it's all the elements, yes. And we have air left. We had earth, we had like woods, forest, we had fire, we had water. Now only air left, and air is very fitting for the last Yakuza boss. I believe she's a woman. She has, that kind of chin that all the Wano women have. She looks so flowy and elegant. She has an interesting head and also like straw-like hair. She seems to be holding her weapon in front of her chest. I think it could be a wakizashi, because, in period of Edo, women were not allowed to carry long swords like katanas, so they took wakizashi. She seems to have it like over her shoulder and in front of her. So I believe they represent elements of nature, along with Grandpa Hill. We have the sixth boss left. I believe he's in ring now, maybe in hiding or something, and I think Zoro could find him. And he would be of the snow and representing the region of Ringa. So that's it for my thoughts. I hope you found them interesting. What are your thoughts? Share them down in the comments below. If you watched it this far, it means you liked the video, so consider subscribing for more future content. See ya!